Hi, thanks again for joining us for this edition of S.H.E Gallery. I'm your host, Trickster, and we're here talking about street art and graffiti art. Please give us a call in and share in this discourse that we're having this evening at 312-738-1060. All right, in our previous episode, we had a very special guest here, Miss Amina Hawkins. She's noted and recognized around the city as being a influential pioneer in the hip-hop field, in the hip-hop movement. And we had a great discourse, and we talked about education and vocation in our series. You're live tonight. We're at CAN TV 21. It's available online at cantv.org/hotline. Again, you can give us a call, 312-738-1060. Our previous episode, we talked about education and vocation. Graffiti art as an education or educational tool and a vocational tool. We talked about how we could utilize different aspects of the art form and its practices and how we can implement them in an academic sense for using as transitioning programs for youth into the arts. It's interesting that we talk about a vocation. There's different aspects to a vocation as it relates to graffiti and graffiti art. And we're going to detail some of those in this episode, which comes from a different angle. We're talking about entrepreneurship and how different artists and street artists can take their art in other avenues of expression. And that is what we will detail. The first component I want to talk a little bit more about in the graffiti movement is some of the different aspects of how we can use this as an economic empowerment initiative as well. We have some media we're going to review and look at in a moment from some very prominent up-and-coming entrepreneurs that have taken their art to another level. We're going to start off by taking a quick look at some video media here. First things we're going to look at is graffiti fashion. As you look here, you can see a host of different images here. But street art and graffiti artists have taken different aspects of the painting and made it go through many different aspects of commerce. So as you can see, we have different aspects of fashion. So if you're an artist, you could, look into different aspects of the fashion world, be it high end or low end, from T-shirts, things of that nature. That's a different avenue that you can pursue in addition to murals and other types of painting activities. You can start your own clothing line. You can become actually a full-fledged textile developer and then create and sew your own clothing as well. So that's one avenue for graffiti artists and street artists they can pursue. Let's take a look at some of these things. Like Gucci has, we have a caller. Let's take a caller shortly. Okay, go ahead, caller. Hello, caller, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I just want to, see now, every time you subscribe, that man put that sheet on there real quick. Hold it. See that G? No, that bag there. Okay, now. Oh, no. See, I'll put an advertisement on that real quick. I want to be sold,
So do you have a question, ma'am, or do you want to share some references or your experience?
I want to share an idea that I was thinking of insofar as advertising. Okay, now, for instance, if I have a cup and say CAN TV, and if they got them down there, that thing, because I already got one out here. So, because there's too much behind the scene did something wrong, and I helped say that. So, okay, now, so I'm trying to advertise something here. If I got the cup out here advertising Sydney and break it, and then they say, "Oh, that's CAN TV." I'm just advertising CAN TV cups because see, I got a CAN TV cup from out there, and I've been sitting in my house. I said, the way they're doing me, I think that I'm trying to find out if the cups are there, or are they advertising, or what? You know, I tell them anyway I want another one. Because I'm advertising Can't TV Cup out here on the
Okay,
outside.
okay. Well, we definitely appreciate you calling in, and
I might have another question. I'm just sitting here trying to look at these clothes. So I'll go back here.
okay.
Okay, bye-bye.
Well, thanks for calling. Appreciate you.
Okay.
All righty. That was interesting. Thanks for calling again. Yeah, I mean, there's many avenues that we can utilize to reference different, where you could take the entrepreneurial component of this art form. We're going to look at some more content here for a moment. Different aspects of fashion, they're all available. The next thing, I'll show you some other items here on as far as clothing, t-shirts, etc. Different things that you can pursue. These are some different fashions that are available online. And then other components that you can emphasize or even explore other are things like jewelry. So there's a lot of avenues that you can take this art form. In addition to that, we have other things as well. Home decor, things of that nature. Tattoos, tattoo artists. This is another popular field that a lot of urban and street art professionals pursue is tattoos. Tattoos are pretty popular now to the youth audience, and the diversity you can find in any number of tattoo artists. Look at a few of these here. Things like this. These are pretty popular across the social stratum here. So as you can see, there's a lot of avenues that you can take this art form. Different types of tattoo art. Okay, the next thing, signage and advertising. Different approaches. Okay, now other avenues that other artists have pursued entail things like workshops, arts classes, and tours, and art tours, which are very popular now. And a lot of the urban scenes and the urban art galleries, we see that business owners are embracing the art form and creating different avenues for artists to express themselves in an urban environment as well, in the inner cities. Another aspect we can look at is video and multimedia development, creating set designs and creating different aspects of graphic design as well. An additional category is website design and 3D design. Since this is a focal point for a lot of the artists that are available now, these would be pertinent to pursue as well. All right, give us a call. We're live here on CAN TV, cantv.org/hotline. Additionally, you can give us a call if you have any questions or concerns or like to share any info that's relative to our topic tonight, which is entrepreneurship as it relates to graffiti and street art and urban forms. 312-738-1060. Okay, we're going to take a moment and we're going to look at some video media shortly. Right now, if you have any other further contact you'd like to have with us, I'm going to put the information up here for you to contact S.H.E Gallery. You can contact S.H.E Gallery online at sharinghisenergy.net. Additionally, you can contact us via email or via phone number. All right, let us get some video media going. Okay, we have a caller. Let's take the caller. Hi, caller. Thanks for calling S.H.E Gallery tonight. How can I help you?
Yeah, I want to tattoo, but I know I'm on top. You know, we on Black History Month. Okay, now so therefore, on my back, I want red, black, and green. You know, It's a tattoo says and the cell phone on the black part, a tattoo.
Okay. Well, again,
I know we did the cell phone first. It's I say green, black, and red. And the cell phone first is on my tattoo on my back and on my flag. I want a tattoo.
okay. Well, all these types of services are available. If you give us a call and share at the number that was displayed, I'll display it again for you currently. Hold on one second. And please write this down. And you can follow up with us, and I can connect you with someone that can aid you with that. Okay. All right, we're back. All right, let me get some media for you, and our topic tonight is entrepreneurship as it relates to graffiti and street art. Our previous episode, we talked about graffiti art as a vocation. So a vocation being work oriented, and this current episode is about entrepreneurship. So give us a call in 312-738-1060. All right, we're going to look at some video media shortly, which will give a little bit more reference to where you can go. I'm sure many of you have heard of different aspects of popular culture and popular brands. We're going to take a look at this aspiring artist, which some may be familiar with.
My name is Mark Echo. I am by nature an artist. I came up at a time when it was a very unique window in popular culture. Hip-hop was emerging. There was an entrepreneurial virus that is hip-hop that rock and roll didn't quite have in the same way. There was a little bit more self-loathing amongst the rock set in terms of the commercialization of their work, where in hip-hop it's been embraced to go create industry around your ideas. It's become a part of the ecosystem because it's coming from nothing, right? And there's kind of this implied element of social justice as well in the business born out of like what is hip hop and street culture. So that's kind of baked into the DNA of what we do. I love this fact that folks are making something from nothing in my peer set. We're finding value basically in the ether amongst themselves. 4 rappers would get together, rhyme in a circle, and all of a sudden it was like, oh, let's make a mixtape, right? From nothing. I wanted to fit into that ecosystem. I couldn't rap, I couldn't break dance, right? But I did connect to art, so I kind of started to parrot the art of graffiti and started painting t-shirts. I loved the emotive, the feedback, both the financial feedback that someone would pay me as a 15-year-old kid to make them this t-shirt, and then they'd wear it with such pride and kind of beat their chest. And there was that kind of emotional transaction that was really powerful and created the feedback loop to want me to go and dig deeper and pull on that thread and keep unfolding what eventually became this path of entrepreneurship. It wasn't like I onboarded because someone said, be an entrepreneur, right? I onboarded because I wanted to realize my dream. And I was an emotional, artistic kid. And graffiti, it was kind of the extreme sport of art. That was a moment of luck for me. So many people are like, oh, graffiti's a gateway to crime, right? For me, it was a gateway to entrepreneurship. Go figure. I've really kind of been a curator of like pop culture for, let's say, male 16 to 40. And that's been my lane, having come up in the 80s around hip hop and skateboarding culture and kind of the emergence of technology. I've just kind of trafficked in my hobbies. The things that I consumed as a kid are now the business. Young people know instinctively what it is they need to do. They just need to go out there and get it done. Shifting from what is effectively a consumer mindset to believing in themselves to be a producer. Going from I am consumer of X to I am maker of Y. Right? That's an aspiration that is, amongst all of us, but some of us, we just don't know how to do it. We kind of doubt ourselves. Why is it that you go to a classroom of kindergartners, you ask them, who in this room is an artist? Everybody raise their hand. You ask that same cohort 20 years later, no one raises their hand, maybe one guy. And they look at him like he's a freak. Something's wrong there. You have to connect to your artist, your instigator. You know, it's right brain, it's left brain, it's chocolate, it's peanut butter. You have to find that.
Okay, that was a pretty good video from Mr. Echo. I'm sure some of you have heard of some of his line of gear and clothing, etc. He was pretty popular around for quite some time. Okay, more locally.
My name is Mark Echo.
Sorry.
I created a clothing company about 20 years ago
One
called
second,
Echo
please.
Unlimited, and have built many different.
Sorry about that. Okay, yeah, again, his clothing line was pretty popular for some while, and many others have surfaced throughout the years now. From what I've seen, entrepreneurship is thriving, it's growing, especially here in Chicago. A lot of my friends and cohorts have branched out and went into other areas of expression, creating businesses, creating economic empowerment initiatives for community residents, creating jobs and stuff. So there's a lot of different ways, a lot of different avenues we can approach this. We also have another area that we think is increasingly growing popular is the inventive pursuits, the invention area, because collectively over the past 20 to 30 years, there have been numerous additions from practitioners who have taken their experiences and their expertise over the years and creating novel objects and things for the practice itself. Like, for example, there's numerous tools that we utilize to deliver different aspects of our painting projects or what have you. And they've grown from specific types of things that aid you in applying your work to things that aid in designing, things like automated spraying things and things that can, or devices rather, that can aid in you in creating a composition for your work or laying it out. Another component we talked about in our series here involved us talking about inventions and different aspects for the medium. So we're going to take another look at a video shortly that details different aspects of how you can pursue it from an inventive aspect. Okay, let's find that medium for you. 1 second. Now here's an interesting item. I thought this item was available as a starter program, but it is now in production. Take a look at this.
Spray Printer is a smart spray paint technology that lets you spray paint images from your phone. It knows where to release the paint, so it's perfect for creatives at any level. Spray Printer gives you the power to express yourself, even if drawing isn't your strong suit. Print what you want, when you want, where you want. Whether it's a decoration for your home, a personalized gift, shirt, accessory, or even a message for the whole world to see. Spray Printer is for everyone, and we promise that as soon as you print your first dot, you'll never stop experimenting. The mastermind behind Spray Printer is Mikael. He is a professional inventor, and Spray Printer is his greatest achievement thus far. Spray Printer came about when Mikael's daughter wanted a unicorn drawn on her wall. Mikael didn't know how to draw one, so he came up with a creative solution instead. Since then, we have built many prototypes and conquered multiple challenges. Armed with only an idea, we had a successful Indiegogo campaign that let us create our first spray printers. All the backers from 42 countries have now received their models.
Okay. So that is a pretty interesting item. It detailed pretty different aspect or approach to delivering a spray medium, which involved having an image available on your phone and it allowing you to transfer that image from a digital medium to a physical medium, which I thought was very interesting. And in future episodes, we will detail more about different aspects of the inventor pursuit and technology. Okay, we're live at cantv.org. We're talking about graffiti and street art from the phenomenon and additional aspects of the movement itself. Previous episodes, we talked about the phenomenon, which is its origin. And this episode is about entrepreneurship. We're live at cantv.org/hotline. I'm Trickster, your host. Give us a call, 312-738-1060. We're talking about graffiti and urban street art forms. An additional component I'd like to share as it relates to the graffiti and urban form is a potential area for growth, and as we talk about workshops and art classes. We host a different series of art classes in the Chicago area, and excuse me, and the people we've been getting pretty good reception from it, so I know that there's a definitive interest in these types of activities. So we look forward to developing them in the near future. We spoke briefly about video and multimedia development. I had personally a friend of mine who was instrumental in developing the very first video games that became available, some of the three-dimensional video games that were available in the 90s, the early 90s. He was instrumental in developing the backdrops and some of the digital components. And as we know, there are a lot of video games that do cater to an urban culture and street audience. Like Mark Echo has a game called Getting Up, which it was a video game specifically focused around that particular type of activity. Additionally, graphic design, to elaborate a little bit more further, the style and trends that we utilize in the graffiti and street and urban art form have been embraced, of course, by the youth audience, but most of the commercial sector has recognized this as well, and they have implemented different things that we do on a local level, on a mainstream or a national level. So what I would recommend, if you truly have an interest, learn all the idiosyncrasies on what it takes and how to develop your art and your culture and how you can take it further, and maybe even do some collaboration with some additional artists and creating a viable entity that can grow and prosper. Okay, the next show that we will be talking about, and as it regards to technology development, will involve a little bit more detailed aspects on the inventive aspect or the inventive side of things. So we look forward to doing that. We're live at CanTV, CanTV 21, cantv.org/hotline. We'd like to get some more input, 312-738-1060. This is S.H.E Gallery, sharing his energy, gallery.net. They're available online. So tune in for the next session, as it'll be very informative, and we will do a recap of the previous episodes so that you can find out all the details on the previous shows as they relate to our succession. I'm Trickster, your host, and I look forward to seeing you at the next session. Thanks again.